It's your daily dose of Donna. Welcome to the show. It's your hump day, Wednesday, October 16th. I am so happy to have you all here today. Are we humping our way through the week? Are we all just humping our way through? Literally, let's talk about it. Let's just all share our humping stories. Now, when I say humping, I don't mean sex. Although I would love to hear your sex stories in the comments. This is a very open show. I just mean, getting through a rough patch. Now, my kids don't have school tomorrow or Friday. It's the month of Jewish holidays. And so it's a Friday over here. So it's a Wednesday that feels like a Friday, but it's really a Wednesday. It feels like a Friday for the kids, but for me, it's still a Wednesday. So it's not really a Friday. It's kind of like it's giving like a false finish. What is that called? Like a fake ending. I have been in a scroll hole this morning. I am sure all of you understand there's so much going on online. I don't even think I can get into the new Diddy story. I don't want to. It is so dark. So many of you have sent it to me. We're not going to go there. Okay. The news story against Diddy is so disgusting and dark and sick and sad and gross and horrible. If you don't know what I'm talking about and you're open to learning those things, there are plenty stories about it online everywhere. It's so bad. And I just was watching all about it. And I think that's like put me in a little bit of in a funk. I also spent my morning watching one of the 2 new episodes of Love is Blind, which Andrew just said Love is Blind got good. I'm on the first one of the 2, and I'm still like, eh. Now, every time someone dresses up in a flapper uniform, I immediately go blind. It's like literally Love is Blind, like Donna is blind. Anytime anyone is in a flapper uniform on any reality show, I immediately stop paying attention. That's just the way it works over here. Like, can we come up with a new decade to watch? Here's on the agenda for what to watch today. Of course, after Daily Dose of Donna, okay? We're not talking about Diddy, so don't you worry, okay? Don't worry. We're keeping it light and tight. Light and tight over here. Later today, after today's show, this is what's on the agenda for you guys to watch, okay? If you're watching Tell Me Lies, we have to watch season finale. I did not watch it yet. No spoilers. No spoilers, okay? We have to watch the new episodes of Love is Blind, episodes, I believe, 10 and 11. I could be wrong on that. Then we have to watch Anatomy of Lies, documentary on Peacock, series about the Grey's Anatomy writer who faked cancer. I've heard about the story from people who are actually involved. And then, of course, it just got released and everyone's saying it's phenomenal and good. We have Golden Bachelorette. This is Sans Charles. I'm not okay with that, but we'll watch it. We have Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. And knowing my luck, we'll get something else. But today, on Days of Our Lives, I literally was going to say Days of Our Lives. And these are the days of our lives. But today, on this show, we're talking about RHONY and the Pigeons, okay? We're talking about Dancing with the Stars. We're talking about all the Bravo news, plus a lot of random other Hollywood celebrity news that has popped up, and I thought it would be of interest. We're talking about so much, all on these days of our lives. I mean, Daily Dose of Donna. And so are the days of our lives. I loved that show, but that's not what this is about. Okay. R.I.P. Drake Hogestyn, who just passed away. I crave being sick at home, watching Price is Right, watching Days of Our Lives, chicken noodle soup, some Jewish penicillin. You know what I'm talking about? Oh, love it. Okay. I'm going to not talk Diddy. We're going to save that for maybe a Patreon episode. We'll talk about other things today. Let's just go through some stories. Before I get into it, I would love to talk about a new sponsor for Daily Dose of Donna, and that is Alloy Health. Now, this is a cool sponsor for you guys because a lot of you are in the same category as me. What is that? That is women over 40. Raise your hand. Raise your hand if you're sure. I'm sure. Just kidding. Remember that? What's the song? Raise your hand if you're sure. What was it? Like they were on a bus and they were all holding on to the poles and then they were like, oh no, raise your hand if you're sure. It was a deodorant commercial. 47 million, damn, I need to get my ish together, you guys. The 47 million women entering menopause each year are not getting the healthcare solutions they need. In fact, only 6% of women seeking treatment for their symptoms actually get it. How is this even possible? Well, we believe Alloy, this company believes that women over 40 have the right to feel fantastic. And so do I. Donna Bowling, 43, still working out 7 days a week. I am with them. We have the right to feel fantastic. Alloy makes it easy to get evidence-based holistic solutions and expertise so women can feel better now. They have safe and effective treatment for your menopause symptoms and mine. That's like perimenopause, postmenopause, current menopause, all the things. Clinically proven skincare, hair care, and sexual wellness solutions. We love talking about sex over here to help you age healthily and happily. We see you. We hear you. We are you. And we're here for you. I mean, I'm going to get that tattooed on my face. I see you. I hear you. I am you. But what's cool is that October is Menopause Awareness Month. Did you guys know that? Menopause Awareness Month. I call it MAM. I don't think anyone else does, but I do. So, Alloy is the new no BS solution to aging healthfully. With Alloy, you get safe, effective, FDA approved solutions to your menopause symptoms prescribed by menopause trained doctors, plus best-selling skincare, including M4, a clinically proven moisturizer created by women over 40, hair care to fight the thinning and loss, and sexual wellness solutions. No need to research, make an appointment, wait at a doctor's office, or stand in line at a pharmacy. You can do everything from your phone. So all you have to do is go to myalloy.com. That's www.myalloy.com to start your consult with a menopause trained expert today and use promo code Donna, that's DANA, to get $20 off your first order. And that promo code is good through March. So you can use it anytime, but go to myalloy.com. Thanks, Alloy. Now, speaking of sexual health, guess who's got herself a new boyfriend? Katie Maloney. Katie Maloney has announced that she has a lover. Okay, I have to be honest. When it was all over everyone's feed this morning, and when I tell you seriously, all over everyone's feed, I truly was like, okay, but I mean, here's the thing. I'm happy for her. It is also allegedly Tom Schwartz's birthday today. I don't think it was like on purpose that she announced it on the day that she you know, that she announced that she has a new boyfriend. I don't think that she did it on purpose, that it was on the same day. But she did announce that she has a new boyfriend, and I'm happy for her. And I think that that's very cute. She hasn't announced who. If any of you guys know who it is, shoot a DM. We haven't seen any pictures with her and anyone. And I feel like she would have posted about it. Now, I have to tell you something, and I don't really want to call out my younger sister, but my younger sister just texted me the other day. I don't think she listens to the show. She texted me the other day and she's like, oh, I have a boyfriend. I think that's very cute. I think that's like cute when you finally, how does that work? Like, I don't even know how that works. How do you decide to be boyfriend, girlfriend? Does the person ask, like, will you be my girlfriend? Is it something that you start dating and then you all of a sudden like say, are we exclusive? Will one of you guys ask me to be your girlfriend? And by one of you guys, I mean the two men that watch the show, three men, Josh, Andrew, or Mark. Will one of you guys ask me to be your girlfriend? I mean, I will go lesbian too. So, like, I'll be any of your girlfriends, really. But what does that mean? Like, after and at what point do the new like, do the kids do it these days? Is it after 3 dates? Is it after sex? Do you have a boyfriend before you have sex? Do you have sex before you're exclusive? This would stress me out. I don't I'm trying to remember when I was 27 and I met Lance. I don't think we had the conversation about exclusivity before we slept together. I'm just going to be honest. I was 27. Things were different then. It was in the 80s. Just kidding. Um, I don't know. I would be interested to find out how that works. But good for her. I really hope she's not dating some like young bartender. Hopefully she's dating an older man who is like has a job. Okay. Has like a legitimate job. Maybe he's like some sort of an executive, an entrepreneur, startup man. Maybe he's a podcast company guy. Hopefully she found herself like a beau, like a good dude, right? Like a Stassi and Bobo. With like a fuzz on my hair. You know that feeling? Michelle says it's hard to have the exclusivity talk before sex on the first date. I did not have it on the first date. Okay. I waited till the third. When did you guys? Sue says, Donna, I've seen that asked on the dating shows, but never heard of it in real life. Like, yeah, I mean, will you be my boyfriend? But my little sister, when I say little sister, she's 32. She's 32. She's been on a date, on multiple dates with this guy, but then she just said, like, we're officially boyfriend girlfriend. So they had the talk like after 5 dates, 6 dates, like the actual dates. Oh, speaking of, Mark says Donna's sister is dating PK. I would die. I would die. PK. But, he's not that old. But I will say, did you guys see this? This is totally a little bit of a left turn. But PK posted yesterday on social media that Jagger has been in the hospital. And I haven't seen anyone really pick this up, and I don't know what this is. Let me see if I can pull it up. I really hope everything's okay. Um, let me see. Paul Kemsley. Let me pull up his social media. I mean, Paul PK. Shockingly, I don't mind PK these days. But yeah, he said our little boy Jagger has been unwell for the last few weeks. Mommy and daddy have been with him in the wonderful Cedar Sinai. That's obviously a very famous hospital here. I was born there actually here in LA. We wanted to publicly thank them with the doctors and nurses. We are still here, but he's on the mend. He's our Rocky. Images caught of him yawning, but I love the shot. And he tagged Dorit. So if he's been in the hospital for a few weeks, you guys, I mean, those of you that are doctors, nurses in the show, I mean, that watch the show, I would love to know, like, what could that be? The only kid that I know that has been in the hospital recently has been, remember Jamie Lynn Sigler had like a really bad aversion to a cold. I forget what the like a virus was. So I guess some kids get really bad viruses, but hopefully he's okay. Um, I don't know. I feel for them. That's got to be so hard to have your kid in the hospital. But as long as I don't think they would post if he was doing really bad. Dorit has not talked about it. She has just posted a like housewives. It looks almost like an ad on her stories and on her feed. So she's kind of staying away from posting about it publicly. So I don't know. Let's hope that he's okay. So good thoughts out there to PK and Dorit. I am dying to see this next season of Beverly Hills. Dying to see Dorit sans PK. Like I hear Dorit has a phenomenal season. And when I say phenomenal season, I mean, I don't know if she's phenomenal, like we're going to love her, or phenomenal, like we're going to hate her, but I hear she is amazing and really brings it this season. So I can't wait. Michelle says, will Dorit be doing an RSV TikTok dance in the hospital? What would you do if she was like the Whitney? No one ever. I mean, if anyone does a dance in the hospital, a TikTok, it's gonna be PK. Let's be real. It's not gonna be Dorit. Another Bravo news story that was kind of all over the place yesterday was this Dina Manzo story. So I would love to know your thoughts on this. As you guys know, Dina Manzo's ex-husband, Tommy, this is a crazy story. I mean, this is legit like New Jersey mafia, mobster, godfather shit. The headline essentially is that her ex-husband, Tommy, was sentenced finally yesterday to 7 years in prison, and his conviction was of hiring a mobster, literally a mobster, to attack Dina Manzo, his ex's new husband. Okay, try to follow that. So remember, he got 7 years to hire a mobster to attack, potentially kill, I don't know, his ex's new husband. He got the same sentence as Jen Shah. Why was it such a small sentence? Well, we can go into that, but a lot of people are blaming people like Caroline Manzo and Dolores because those are two of the many people who wrote letters in support of him after he got convicted for a lesser sentence, i.e., what Ashton Kutcher did for Danny Masterson. But I digress. Let's go back. Tommy Manzo, this is Caroline Manzo's brother. Okay. Tommy Manzo was ordered to serve 84 months in prison for hiring, then assisting a soldier in the Lucchese crime family to assault his ex-wife's current husband. A jury convicted Tommy on June 4th of one count of committing a violent crime in aid of racketeering, one count of conspiracy to commit a violent crime in aid of racketeering, and one count of falsifying and concealing documents related to a federal investigation. In addition to prison time, he has 3 years of supervised release. So he's basically Anna Delvey. Okay. It says whether you're actually in the mafia or not, hiring the mob to assault someone because of your marital problems is abhorrent, U.S. attorney said in a statement Tuesday. Covering up the role you played only makes it worse. So not only did he do it, but then he covered it up and lied about it, etc. Dina has not publicly commented on the sentence, but she did post a cryptic quote to her Instagram story on Tuesday. The quote was because at the end of the day, the right people fight for you. The right people show up. The right people care, not only when life is convenient, but when it is difficult and messy and it aches all over. Who's calling me? Sorry. Tommy was accused of hiring John Perna to physically assault Canton. He hired Perna because he was outraged that Dina had become romantically involved with another man. So basically out of jealousy. I mean, this is crazy, crazy shit. So it sounds like, I mean, it really does sound like a TV show, a drama, a horrible movie. It's awful, but he did just get 7 years. Now, Caroline Manzo letter of support. In 2021, Albie Manzo, there's an article that says Albie Manzo defends mom Caroline Manzo for supporting Tommy to be released and writing a letter. So that was kind of when it came out in 2021, and all these people were kind of supporting her. Teresa being one of them, Albie being one of them, basically all of these people on Albie's podcast, which was in 2021. I don't believe he has a podcast anymore, but I could be wrong. Said that he said, this is why I respect my mother so much. She made a choice that she knew going in was going to be extremely unpopular, that could have been easily twisted into something that it isn't, but she made it anyway because she felt it was the right thing to do. Put yourself in my mother's shoes, knowing full well this is going to happen. Do you know how much you got to believe in what you're doing, knowing this is going to be the blowback? That's why I admire my mother and the courage she had doing what she did. No. I don't, that's like saying I really admire Ashton Kutcher for supporting a rapist. Like none of that makes any sense. Tommy, okay. Caroline and Dina are sisters. Caroline's husband, Albert, and Tommy Manzo are brothers. That's kind of how the connection is. So when Dina divorced Tommy, Caroline chose her husband's family over her family. Am I getting that right? It's like you need a Venn diagram. We need that TikTok girl to do her Venn diagram. And remember, literally the payment to the hitman for attacking was a discounted wedding. Not even a free wedding at the brownstone. A discounted wedding. They should all be charged. It's so sick. Anyway, Dolores also wrote a letter of support, you guys. I mean, that's kind of crazy to think about it. Like, can you imagine writing a letter of support? Dolores letter of support. Yeah, Dina Manzo claimed that Dolores Catania wrote letter to free her ex Tommy as well. I don't know if we actually have the confirmation, but according to Dina, yes, Dolores also wrote a letter. So it's just bad. Yeah. Okay. Pretty bad. Mark says, do hitmen take Klarna? Asking for a friend. Will you be a hitman for me? All right. In other Bravo news, have you seen this new clip on Justin Martindale's podcast, Just Saying, from Joel Kim Booster, talking about the whole Shannon drama? We have to talk about it only because it's so... Look, I love Justin. I do. And I asked him the other day, I texted him over the weekend or 2 weekends ago. I was like, are you friends with him? And he's like, yeah, we do comedy together. And I didn't go into detail. I didn't say, oh my God, well, whatever. I've told you very clearly on this that I am not a fan of Joel Kim Booster. I was not a fan before this. I was not a fan after this. His apology is too little, too late. There's something about his face, his vibe, his personality that is just he just seems like unlikable. And honestly, his Instagram username is I hate Joel Kim. Like, he truly, I think, gets off on being polarizing. He doesn't like people to like him that much. But he said on this podcast, which, by the way, good for Justin Martindale to get this for his episode. I think it's a really good get for him. He DM'd it to me this morning. He's like, thoughts? And then I commented, no comment, but I love you, Justin. Here's what Joel Kim Booster had to say about all the Shannon drama.
What is the tea? Okay. Everyone's talking. You released a statement this weekend.
I did. I also sent an email to Shannon apologizing directly to her.
Okay, good.
Bravo was very much of the mind, this is over for us. The Housewives news cycle moves so fast.
Oh, of course.
That by 2 days later, they were like, oh, we don't think you have to address this at all. As much as the onset conflict and some of the behavior that I witnessed drove me to that place to say those things, I don't believe that.
Mm-hmm.
It was so hyperbolic. It was so over the top. It made me look crazy. I understand that. I certainly am not on John Jansen's side. John Jansen is a monster. And I have said that before. And I was being petty and I was being really angry because of something that occurred between Shannon and a crew member. And I wanted people to know that I was sorry for that. I just want people to watch the show. And I want people, hopefully by the time it premieres, probably in the spring, because of the apology, because of all this, people will have time to just get over it.
I think they will.
And be able to watch the show and enjoy the show. The fact is people are they're going to reshoot the show without Joel. That's not happening.
No.
I don't think we're going to be hugging on the red carpet of Love Hotel anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
But I understand my wrong part in it, and whether or not she takes anything beyond that away is her business.
Shannon Beador, what is the tea?
Okay. So Here are my thoughts. He's obviously doing damage control. He said Bravo was like, oh, it's a non-issue. Like, just move on. Bullshit. It was such an issue. So much so that they didn't even want to talk about it when Shannon was on Watch What Happens Live. Did you guys notice that? Not only did they not ask her about it, which is shocking considering it's a huge story for Shannon, they didn't even ask her about it. But when Shannon brought it up very briefly, I forget why Shannon brought it up. Someone called in maybe and asked a question, not even directly about it, but Shannon did bring it up about something. The second she did, it panned over to Andy and he was like, anyway, like it was very clearly on the docket. We cannot talk about this. We are not talking about this. Now, Andy and Joel Kim Booster have a friendship of some capacity. I mean, Joel has been on his show before multiple times. I know Joel is like in that Bravo landscape. He's been a guest on many Bravo podcasts. Obviously, he was hired as a host. He is a popular, Bravo kind of commentator online, I guess. I don't know. Not a fan. But this is where you get into like that weird thing of, do we accept people's apologies? Do we hold grudges? I accept his apology, but it's not against me, right? I don't give a shit. Truly, it doesn't affect me. But I won't be, watching his comedy specials anytime soon just because I don't like him necessarily. And I totally agree with what Andrew's saying. Basically, Bravo isn't going to rock the boat until the show airs, and then they will fire him and use another host for next season. Like, yeah, I don't think he understands the gravity of what that comment did, because that's a liability for any future hire. Any agent would tell you that, any producer, any network executive. If anyone is going to be that much of a loose cannon on their social media at 2 a.m. after some sort of a bender, I said what I said, you're a liability. Like, I think people should be trusted to not go on their freaking Instagram stories hammered, drunk, on drugs, or God knows, even just sober, even worse, sober, and say stuff like that. Like, it's just so bad. It's so bad. I would never hire him. No, never, ever, ever. So, it's bad. And it's very, very embarrassing for Shannon. I don't care what Shannon says. It's got to be traumatizing to know that even if she did have a meltdown or not, I think you do feel somewhat protected on set. I think you do feel somewhat like, and maybe that's wrong. You shouldn't. You should never feel protected because people will always, call you out and like break NDAs. I'm reading right now the behind the scenes book of Disney called Disney High, because I'm doing a special episode tomorrow, not during our live. I'll tell you guys more about it tomorrow, but with Jordy Cray, he's a creator. We're doing a episode all about like behind the scenes of Disney, from Raven and Lizzie McGuire and all of that. But people will air your dirty laundry. So you always have to be careful of who you are behind the scenes. So I don't know, but I'm not a fan. So, Family Feud says, X. Joel will no longer be my substitute fill-in for me when I go on sabbatical. The answer is no, Joel. I am passing on you. Don't call me. I'll call you, and you'll never hear from me. Okay? You'll never hear from me. Ellen DeGeneres will hear from me before you, and that's going to never happen. Anyway, let's move on to another story. Is there any other Bravo stuff? Let me see really fast. Oh, Andy Cohen denies these new Real Housewives of New Jersey casting rumors. This is something that came out yesterday, and I didn't even cover it because I thought it was so meh and so silly. But there is this rumor that Andy Cohen, that Jen Aiden, of all people, was releasing, that she has been asked back to do Real Housewives of New Jersey. And I didn't believe it for a second. That's like me saying that I got asked to be the host of Love Island. I didn't believe it. I didn't think it was real. So I didn't even report on it. But this morning on Radio Andy, he shuts down the rumor. So let's hear it together. This is John Hill asking Andy Cohen what are his thoughts on this rumor, and this is his response.
That Teresa, Jen, and Dolores are set to return for Housewives of New Jersey season 15. Is this true?
A report where?
Well, it's from the illustrious, no offense to the people at, let's see, Real Housewives Zone.
What?
Is where it's.
No, but where did they get it?
Not correct.
No,
All right.
We've made no decisions on the Real Housewives.
Well, I guess
of New York.
I guess Jennifer Aiden confirmed
What?
she will be returning doing an Instagram Live over the weekend.
She confirmed.
So, do people still care about Jersey? Michelle wants to know. And the answer is a resounding again. Family Feud. We're now on 2 X's. We don't care about Joel Kim Booster and we don't care about Jersey. Some people truly care about Jersey. I am not one of those people. I am not one of those people that give a crap about Jersey. I loved the show for what it was, but I don't care so much if it comes back or not with that same cast. I think what's done is done. Like, I feel like I've wrapped the bow on it, kind of similar to how I feel about Vanderpump Rules. I've wrapped the bow on it. I don't want to reopen the present. It's like I've already returned the present back to Nordstrom. Please don't regift. Do you know what I mean? Like, I feel like it's done. What's done is done. I've packed it up. I've moved houses. I think that, Andrew says, Marge said recently on a podcast that Jersey is not on the forefront of Bravo's mind at all. She thinks it will be a full reboot. And then I also did hear that they're not even considering any casting until 2025. I agree. They have so much going on right now, Bravo. If you think about it, they have 4 Real Housewives airing. They have Southern Charm and Southern Hospitality in the pipes, for coming out. They have, of course, Summer House coming out in the next few months. Like, I can't even think what else. They have The Valley that they've already shot. They have like that other, what was that real estate show in Salt Lake City that they're starting to film that we kind of got teased the first episode, like the Mormon, so like the real estate one. There's like a bunch of different shows. Mark saying something that is very, very concerning to me. Well, it's not, because thank God I'm not a Housewives recap show, but what you're saying 100% rings true for me. And it really concerns me too, because Mark says my Housewives days are waning. I had RHONY on and I didn't pay attention to any of it. And when I tell you guys right now, we're going to get to it. But it was a struggle for me to get through RHONY last night. And this is now episode 2 of this new season. And I'm worried. I am seriously worried, especially when there's such good TV elsewhere. Those Housewives shows are just not hitting. They're just not hitting. I mean, Salt Lake City is good. We've got like some good ones. I love OC. This season of OC is hidden. It's hidden. Okay. Finally, speaking of OC, let's get into Tamra really fast, just because I kind of want to go through her response since it was such a huge story. I mean, were you guys just shocked over what a big story Tamra Judge was yesterday? I was in shock over it. The Tamra Judge, and then I will tell you guys my opinion. It's my opinion. Tamra Judge spoke about being diagnosed as on the spectrum as a throwaway, in my opinion, as like a throwaway, I'm just an open book type of comment. Do I believe that she intentionally said, I'm going to put this in the episode because I want the world to feel bad for me? Maybe it was like a side note. Maybe it was like, oh, maybe this will help people kind of calm down and not be so mad at me. Maybe this will explain some of my bad behavior. But I don't think Tamra was thinking, I'm going to put this in there so that everyone will feel. I think it was a throwaway moment. I don't think she had any idea what the hell was going to happen. And when I tell you, and I was talking to Zach Peter yesterday all day long. He and I were in each other's we were voice memoing all day long. It was as if her diagnosis wasn't a real diagnosis. We all know that, right? You don't go to a therapist for 2 hours and get a real diagnosis. But it was as if you go to a doctor, a physical doctor, like a general practitioner, and you say, I am experiencing A, B, C, D, and E symptoms. And they say, it sounds to me like you have the symptoms of, colon cancer. And so you come to your podcast and you say, I've been diagnosed with colon cancer. That's the same thing, because what the therapist hopefully did say or should have said is, It sounds to me like you have many symptoms of those that are on the spectrum. Let's do some further testing and see exactly kind of like what that is or what the symptoms are or whatever. It's like it's a mix of doing one of those online, BuzzFeed quizzes mixed with going to a therapist and, going on WebMD. It's bad. It's bad. That being said, I do think she had absolutely no idea. Okay, you guys disagree with me. You all think that, well, maybe not all of you, but a few of you. Absolutely, she did this on purpose. Michelle says she's a reality TV veteran. We've been watching her for nearly 20 years. She's not new here. Asif says, I think everything Tamra does is calculated. Fly Girl says, I have also heard it was a ploy to protect her business-wise, so you can't be fired with a disability. I will say for me, I don't think she had any idea she was going to get this backlash, though. Had she known that the autism community was going to come at her so heavily, meaning that the autism community was going to take this as such a slap in the face, I don't think she ever would have said it. I think she had no idea how big what implications this comment had. And you guys are very, very mad at her. But I do think that it was a massive oversight on her part. I think she had no idea what kind of implication those words, I'm on the spectrum, actually mean. I don't think she's done her research. I don't think she confirmed it. I think it was a conversation she should have had off a podcast with a friend. It wasn't a conversation she should have had on a top-rated podcast with millions and millions and millions of listeners. And Teddy, sounds to me, had no idea it was coming. It wasn't like they spoke about it before saying, hey, Teddy, I'm about to tell you I'm on the spectrum. And she's like, okay. Because it does really, truly, and I don't think Teddy's that good of an actress, it does feel like Teddy was kind of surprised at the news. I think Tamra was surprised at the news. Like, I think Tamra said, okay, so let me just kind of go backwards for a second. Tamra did then eventually, after just getting basically skewered by people online. And when I tell you skewered, I mean skewered by people online. And not just by people online, by comments on posts online. So like Zach Peters, and what I was saying, I think in DMs, I can't remember to who. This is something very, very close to Zach Peters' heart, and to any of you that have autism close to you. So whether it's you, your daughter, your son, your brother, your sister, your parents, whatever, best friends, anyone that works with autistic people or lives with autistic people or loves autistic people, any of you are going to have some serious, serious feelings about this. And for that, I understand that this is going to trigger you in a way that it will never trigger someone that doesn't have someone very close to them. I know people on the spectrum, but none of my loved ones, like close family, is on the spectrum. So I don't have that. But look at me when we talk about like Judaism. Look how sensitive I am about it. So I understand why someone like Zach doesn't see this as a gray area. It's black and white for him. He's like, you fucked up. So I get it, and I support Zach and his feeling completely over this. But on Zach's post, which was pretty angry, all these people also came out to comment on his post, like Gretchen and Vicky and all these people. And then Daily Mail picked it up. So a lot of people were going after Tamra. And my gut feeling when everyone goes after someone is to immediately want to say, feel bad. Like, I don't like when the world goes after someone, especially when it's before this, right? If Tamra, go after Tamra for the way she's treating Shannon. That's bad. I do not like the way she's been on the show. But for this, I'm like, oh God, did she mean to be so offensive on this one? Like, did she really try to offend people by saying this? I don't know. Is her intention to hurt people by saying this? Was that her intention? I don't think it was. Am I nuts? So a lot of you guys think it was. I don't know. I just don't like feeling like everyone hates one person. Because what if I said something? What if I went to a therapist and they said that to me, and then I went on my show and said that, and then the world hated me in one instance? But what I said to Zach and like many other people, I think Kate Casey, I was talking to her last night. What I said about that is like, I think it's so bad because it's Tamra. If a housewife that was just a little bit more likable said this, would we be so upset about it? Honestly, think about it. If like name a likable housewife, it's almost impossible to think of one right now. Is there a housewife that's likable? I can't think of one. Someone help me think of a likable housewife. No, I'm not joking when I tell you this. Like from the bottom of my heart, who is a housewife that is like truly a likable person now? Can't think of it. Oh, Jen Pedranti. No, but a lot of people don't like Jen. Dr. Nicole. There you go. Dr. Nicole. Dr. Nicole on Real Houses of Miami is purely likable. I don't think a lot of people dislike her. If Nicole said this off the cuff comment, would people be so mad? That's truly a question. Or are people so mad because she is so unlikable already? And it feels like a cop-out. It feels like an excuse. Now, one of the comments that I see is like, Donna, Tamra lied. Just like get over it. I'm not sitting here and trying to like be Tamra's spokesperson. Please know that. I in no way am trying to make up for Tamra's mistake. Like that's her thing. That she's got to deal with that. I just think that she made a massive error and realized real quick how words say a lot and like didn't know how big this was going to be and immediately like had to pull it back. And now I'm like, okay, let's all like just like let her figure this shit out. Cause I don't think she realized what those words were going to do to the community, how these words were going to affect the community, which basically why the community is so angry is because she's saying, I'm on the spectrum, but look how normal my life is. Look how easy my life is. Look how kind of accustomed to life I am, how easy, like how natural I am, how I can be on the show and how I can have a normal conversation, whatever, where people like Zach are saying, my brother cannot even have a conversation. He can't even touch his clothes when they are wet. He has major sensory disorders. He can't listen to loud things. He has to have headphones on, all of those things. Now, really quickly, Michelle says something very important. I have a hard time giving her grace considering how she speaks about all her other cast members. That is important too. And hopefully this teaches her a freaking lesson about how she needs to give other people a break, because the obsession over Shannon and the anger over Shannon, she should say, oh my God, look at what I did. And this is probably what the lesson's going to be for her in this, is how easy it is to attack someone when they're already down and how that's not the time to do it, you know? Your comments are really, really interesting. I mean, of course, a lot of you guys think she did this for sympathy. She did this intentionally. And yes, I think she did. But I also don't think she did it knowing it was going to garner such an angry reaction. I don't think she knew. But I also do believe that this therapist probably said, yeah, you're showing some markers that you're on the spectrum. Like, I think it's also like she didn't really realize what a big deal that was. It's bad. It's bad. I get it. It's all bad. I would not want to be Tamra right now. I think she needs to hire Molly McPherson. She needs to hire a celebrity PR crisis team. She needs to figure it out. And she needs to turn this conversation into how to like better mental health and how like, I don't know. We'll have to see how this goes. But it's going to be really hard to see her do a podcast now where she's tearing apart housewives. Right? That's the problem. These words have meanings. And now if you're saying, I lack empathy, I struggle with this, I struggle with that, are we going to want to hear her break down the next episode of Real Housewives of Salt Lake City and tearing Heather Gay apart or Lisa Barlow apart. Like, it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Anyway, I don't know. You guys have a lot of feelings. And that's why this became such a huge topic for Tamra. For some reason, autism and on the spectrum and anything like this is such a hot button issue. I think added to the fact that it's Tamra and it feels like an excuse. Because if it was Dr. Nicole that said it, we wouldn't think it was that big of a deal because we like her. We would feel bad for her. Right? Like when Holly Madison said it, we were just like, wow. Like, this is worse than when Raquel said it. Remember when Raquel Levis said that she was on the spectrum? Like, no one cared this much. It's crazy. Okay, everyone, let's breathe. Let's breathe. I know. Oh my gosh, the comments are crazy. This is a perfect time to talk about Dame. Everyone needs some endorphins and some dopamine going through their system. So let's everyone take a very, very deep breath and let's talk about self-pleasure, okay? Because in life, as we know from Mary Brown, we've seen enough catfishing to know one thing: you deserve the real deal. And that's why Dame is changing the game, making pleasure something you don't have to fake, like a diagnosis. From innovative vibes to personal care products, they're all about creating a world where wellness is a pleasure. No catfishing here, just pleasure that's built to deliver. All you have to do is go to dame.com and use my code DailyDose30 for 30% off your first purchase. And you've got to trust me because it's worth it. It was created by women who know that sometimes you need more than just a good night's sleep to feel truly rejuvenated. The products are designed to help you connect with your body in a way that feels natural and, most importantly, fun. It's all about breaking the stigma around sexual wellness. We've got no stigma here. Daily Dose of Sex. Okay, that's the new show. They make it easy to find products that fit your needs and have a healthier relationship with pleasure. So use my code for 30% off. Go to dame.com and pick up the Ava, pick up the Palm, or the Calm, or the Fin. Dame products are made with 100% body-safe materials, and you get a 3-year warranty on all Vibe products. That's true. 3 years of vibing, and then you can return it. Who knew? Who knew? Is everyone feeling good now that we've all gotten a little self-pleasure in our bodies? Tamra is very triggering. Triggering Tamra. She should have said, I'm not on the spectrum. I'm on the trigger train. I'm on a trigger train. All right. Let's talk about something that actually made me cry. Did you guys watch Dancing with the Stars last night and Derek Hough? I will just say this. Dancing with the Stars is one of those shows that I really focus on when the cast is amazing, and I'm not dying for the cast this season. I'll watch moments here and there. No, sorry, Lance, love you. But Derek Hough, who was one of the judges, and he was one of the main dancers before he became one of the judges. He just got married to Haley, and he, as you guys know, about a year ago, Haley, his wife, was on tour with him and she suffered a horrendous brain bleed. So Derek yesterday on the episode was able to talk about it on an interview. Let me tell you something. If you don't watch the show, you have to watch this part. It's about 45 minutes into the episode, so you can boop, 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 and watch it. I wish I could show it to you, but I can't because unfortunately I'm going to get some copyright. But let me tell you, Lance texted me the night that he filmed the interview. It was a couple weeks ago. He said, Donna, I have never in all my years filming TV cried the way I did filming this interview with Derek. Because Lance was behind the camera for the interview where Derek's talking about it. Derek is highly emotional. The story is crazy. So basically, you know, they had just finished the season of Dancing with the Stars and the finale. And Haley was there. I was there. Remember, I was there for the final night, and Haley was right in front of me. She was so sweet. And then they went over to go up back on tour the next day. They were dancing, and the stage manager came out, and he's like, she's not coming out. And he went backstage, and she was seizuring on the side of the stage. They went to the hospital. She had a massive brain bleed. Within an hour, she was in massive surgery and lost half her skull. I mean, can you imagine? This is a young, healthy, gorgeous, like insanely sweet, everything going for her young woman. It's the craziest medical insane story. And Derek saying, I truly thought I was going to lose her that night. He didn't even have time to like think about, well, what if, or what? They were like, we need to do this right now. We need to fix her right now. She had to get her whole head shaved, or half of her head shaved. Her scar is the most insane looking thing you've ever seen. Obviously now her hair is growing back, so you can't see it. But when she had her head shaved, it looked like a costume. Like it looked like makeup. I mean, staples and stitches throughout half her head. I can't imagine what he went through. And they weren't even sure that she was going to be able to talk or walk or anything. And she's able to dance now a year later. And they performed a dance to that song by Benson Boone called Beautiful Things. Don't take this beautiful things that I've done. And I can't play the music because it's going to do that copyright thing. But what I will do is in the background while I talk to you guys, I'm just going to play a little bit of the video. I really hope that I don't get caught here, but I just want you guys to see just like how freaking gorgeous this is. It is the most beautiful. And with the music, you know, it's all about music. Music makes you cry, I swear. The music is so stunning and they are so beautiful. And I cried my ass off watching this. It was so stunning. Now, Derek Hough is my neighbor. He lives right up the street from us. And so I see him all around. He drives up and down. Remember, I used to see him in my yoga class. I used to see him at my F45. He seems like a really good guy. Lance says he's a really nice guy. Their love is like a for real amazing thing. It's a beautiful story. So go and watch Dancing with the Stars and just watch this whole segment, their interview, and then of course this. It is beyond. It's a good moment of TV. Now, meanwhile, speaking of Dancing with the Stars, I thought this was kind of interesting because we've been talking so much about the Artem and the Nikki Bella. Did you guys see about this? Artem wants to reconcile. I'm like, no, 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 no. We don't do that. We shouldn't reconcile. Don't you guys agree? As you guys know, Artem and Bella, Nikki Bella, both have restraining orders against each other. Both have accused each other of abusing each other. And with their 4-year-old son in the house, called 911. He got arrested. Like, it's bad. And now I'm reading that he wants to reconcile. This sounds like this sounds like a teen mom story. This is like a Janelle and Kifa. Okay, it's not good. It says Artem wants to reconcile with estranged wife, Nikki Bella, even after accusing her of being the real abuser amid their contentious divorce. According to Us Weekly, a source for the publication claims that he has wanted to reconcile with Nikki. He doesn't want the family to be divided and would love to put this behind them. However, Nikki has no such interest. I mean, I'm all for families staying together, but not when abuse is involved. And I don't care if like all it was she was throwing her shoes at the kid's shoes at him. Like, you absolutely should not be with someone with whom you have volatile, like angry. He had scratches on himself. Like they were tussling. This is not like in bed. Okay. Dame.com. Use code DailyDose30. This is like severe, like anger fighting. These are the couples that should never be put back together. You know, those couples, right? Like that are so toxic. They can't, it's giving Tell Me Lies. It's giving Steven and Lily, Lucy, right? Like they can't, it's not good. It's not good. They're both calling, you know, law enforcement. They're both getting restraining orders. And now that they want to be together, guys, we cannot let them get back together. So hopefully Nikki Bella's sister, Bree, and mom are going to say like, "No, I know that you love each other, but you can't do it." Are you guys still interested in the Bree sisters, or are we done with them? Like, have we moved on? Okay. So any other stories today? Oh, a couple last stories, just because I can't get enough of you guys. Are you ready for it? Did you see this story about Nick Jonas? And I totally understand why he did this. I totally get it. Nick Jonas was on stage. And let me find out exactly where he was. There's video of it. He was on stage in concert in Prague, Tuesday night, with the Jonas Brothers. So it was a Jonas Brothers concert. Nick Jonas was on stage, and all of a sudden, a crowd member pointed a laser at him. He had a light. Oh my God, we have Real Housewives in New York. This is how little Real Housewives in New York matters to me. I can't believe it. I almost just stopped the show without Real Housewives in New York. Thank you, Suki. We'll get to Real House. Everyone get a snack. We're gonna be here for a while. I'm like Sai. I'm hungry. Okay. So let me just get this Nick Jonas story out of the way so that we can move on to Real Housewives of New York. I forgot about it. So while he's on stage, a laser light shoots on his face. He sees it, and immediately he goes like this, T.O., like time out, and bolts off the stage. It says, though it's unclear what happened in the video, it was reported that someone in the audience pointed a laser aimed at Nick. He ran off the stage. I saw a comment on page 6, or on the YouTube video that it was posted on, or wherever I saw it, where they were like, ha, ha, ha. This is like so typical of YouTube. Ha, ha, ha. Loser Americans are so scared of guns. Would you not run off a stage if you saw a laser pointed at your head? I think he did the right thing. I'm actually surprised more people don't get scared and run off stages. If I was a celebrity and I was on stage all the time, I would probably just never stay on stage. I would always run off, just being scared someone was going to do something. Like throw an egg or like a tomato. What would Mark Ward throw at me if I said something wrong? I feel like I would get thrown so much shit from you guys. Anyway, I was really happy that he did that. And I think more celebrities should follow their instincts if they feel like something's coming at them. Okay, let's get into Real Housewives of New York. I cannot believe I forgot. That's scary that I forgot Real Housewives of New York. It's like top of list. It's on my, okay, whatever. A vibrator. Holly says a vibrator, and Suki say a vibrator, a banana, and a sex toy are all getting thrown at my face. What are you guys saying? Jeez. Okay. We have a problem. And it's called Real Houses in New York. I hate them all. I was texting with a girlfriend last night. She's from New York. So she's like into Real Housewives in New York. And she's like, I hate Rebecca Minkoff. And I said, well, I hate Brynn. And she goes, well, I hate Jenna Lyons. And I said, I hate Sai. And then she's like, well, I hate that. And I said to myself, oh my God, I think I hate them all. I think the only one that is somewhat tolerable this season is Dressel. And that's only because of Pavitt. Like even Raquel, the new girl, like she's fine, but like it's episode 2 of a new season and we got nothing. And by nothing, I mean we just have regurgitating of old fights between Uba and Brynn. Brynn is like legitimately one of the most unbearable people to watch on TV. I cannot handle her approach to every conversation. If she could, I mean, the happiest and the best she is in those confessionals. Why? Because she's probably surrounded by men looking at her and she's like flirting with every single one of them. She's not just even with that with men though. because she flirts so hardcore with Raquel even. Did you notice that at the dinner? In this episode, they all go to Erin's house again. Shockingly, Erin allows them back into her house after last season. She has more food than you know what to do with. I've never seen more food in my life. There's 5,000 charcuterie plates. There's full sandwiches. As they're eating, they're asking about dinner. I have never seen women eat this much. I'm around a lot of girls all the time. None of them eat. Who's eating all this food? I'm so confused by it. It's like such a conversation in their house. And, you know, before we get there, of course, we're coming off the helicopter. We have Rebecca Minkoff saying we don't talk about Scientology. Well, then I don't want to talk about you. We're not talking about Scientology, I don't want to talk about you, Rebecca Minkoff. You also are boring. You have a stink face. You don't even drink because you're scared of a hangover. Like, why are you here? Why is Rebecca Minkoff on that show? Why? Just because of her name. It's got to be because she brings nothing. And I'm going to say something that is not going to be popular. It's not going to be popular, but Jenna Lyons also brings nothing to the show except her name. Truthfully, I really struggle watching Jenna Lyons on my TV too. I don't know what it is. She brings nothing to the show. Sai at least is bringing something. Uba at least is bringing something. I'm struggling with Erin this season, and I like Erin a lot, but I'm struggling with Erin this season. She seems not herself. I'm assuming it's because she's going through a lot of personal stuff. We know she has her Abe issues. We know her mom is going through chemo. There's something going on there, but you can tell she's not herself. She's struggling. She's off. But I'm really not into this season at all. Every time Brynn opens her mouth, I want to jump off a bridge. She's rude, she's demeaning, and she says it all in a way of like, either I hate you or I also want to F you. It's a really strange approach. And it only works. You can only really be super flirty if you're likable, right? You can't really be super flirty if you're unlikable. Who got away with being really flirty on Real Housewives? Luann, Sonia. These are two likable women, though. Who else has been really flirty through the years? I mean, I think Brynn wants to be Samantha from Sex and the City. She wants to be like, I want your big dick. And it doesn't work. Now, this whole Uba standing up for Sai and talking for Sai to Brynn annoys me too. Uba went too hard in the paint. It lost me because I want to be on Uba's side, but I can't be on Uba's side when she doesn't stop. And if Uba mentions the pigeons one more time, I'm gonna turn into a pigeon. This is the year of the pigeon. We heard about the word pigeon in the trailer 5,000 times. If this is what this show will be, because this is episode 2 and I heard the word pigeon 90 times, I'm done. You guys, I don't know. I mean, I'm not done. I'm going to watch it. I have to watch it. This is my job. It was painful. Did anyone find anything interesting about it? When they were sitting there and talking about their careers and they were talking about their history and Raquel's life, I like Raquel's story. I want to hear more about Raquel. But it was ruined because Brynn was literally licking her veg. Like the entire time that, you know, what's her name is talking, Raquel's talking, Brynn's like, yeah, tell me more, Raquel. Like, what is happening? She's like, I'm getting such a boner. I can't. Erin is just sitting in the corner eating, not saying a word. Did you guys notice that? Erin just sits quietly and eats. Like she doesn't say a word. It's really a strange dynamic. The whole thing is. Did anything happen? Like truly, did anything happen in last night's episode? Other than Uba yelling at Brynn? about Psy and then them saying pineapple as a safe word to stop talking. Yeah. O says, I'm a New Yorker. No one here even notices pigeons. We're all too busy being terrorized of rats. Yeah, it's crazy. It's a lot. Wanda says, thank you, Donna, for keeping me company while I was in shower. Well, I hope that last moment of Bryn, gave you a good shower. It was really bad. The Scientology, the lack of Scientology and Rebecca Minkoff being there and giving zero about her personal life. And when I tell you, if we don't get into the Scientology of it, other than that helicopter ride, which I don't think we will, then you've lost us. You cannot put a famous Scientologist on a show in 2024 when the world has YouTube and TikTok and Google and like this is the year of Danny Masterson and exposing Scientology and you're not talking about it. Who do you think we are? Hasn't what's her name? Leah Remini been on Watch What Happens Live? Like, isn't Andy Cohen into exposing Scientology? Wouldn't he be down to do that? It's crazy. Well, you guys, that's why I forgot to talk about it because nothing happened. Nothing happened. So I will give you guys an idea next week if something does happen. You're gonna have to remind me to talk about RHONY. That's it. I love you guys very much. Thank you for subscribing. Thank you for being here. Thank you for the reviews. Thank you for the comments. Talk to you guys later. I know. Os is like, wow, that's the recap. LOL, yikes. I mean, there's nothing else to say. I don't recap these shows, though, normally. I don't go scene by scene. I just can't. Unless it's Sister Wives, then I'll go word by word. But that's because everything happens on Sister Wives. Oh my gosh. Just to leave on a high note, we have on a high note, don't go anywhere. On a high note, we need to just do a moment as an ode to Mary Brown because Mary Brown has the best social media ever in the history of America. And we have to always, always watch Mary Brown's social. Okay, are you ready? This is just a light ending to today. Undo if you died. The best friend song. It's Jen putting clothes and like cucumbers on her. It's Jen pulling her down. It's Weekend at Bernie's. She's pouring water into her dead mouth. Mary Brown's living her best life since she left Cody. What about this one?
Life doesn't always go as planned. Just roll with it. Life lessons by me.
This is still my favorite Mary Brown ever, and then we'll say goodbye. Oh my goodness. I hope you guys have an amazing rest of your day. Bye. Love you.